Okay, we're back to working on the old 79 Chevy. We still have that situation going on, but good news. We have a giant pile of parts that are on there. New head gaskets, better heads, new intake, new valve covers, little trinkets. We'll get her all put on there. Let's go. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to part 1.5 of our two-part head gasket replacement video. I'm at a little bit of a standstill. I am currently still waiting for parts to show up in the mail. Purelator, the tracking info says mechanical failure, so great. So what we got going on here is heads are on, new gaskets in, properly torqued. All this stuff on the top here is just sitting here just so stuff doesn't fall down the engine again. Like I said, I'm still waiting on parts, so I can't really go any further. A little bit of information on this engine. As I had it all ripped apart, I cleaned off the block on the front here, kind of where the alternator would sit, and the back corner back there by the firewall, just to check out casting numbers and whatnot, and then just to look online and see what exactly I had going on here. So the casting number on the block back by the firewall is I think it's 3970010 or 00010 or something like that. And you run that, and I went to nastyz28.com and checked all this stuff out. So you run that number, it is a 69 to a 79 350 small block Chevy. So I knew that, and the pistons are marked 30 over, so it's, let's just say it's a 355 that we have over here. Now the stamps on the block up in the front here, I have a K0612 TK0, so I also ran that, and the K stands for St. Catharines, Ontario, so it's a Canadian truck originally. 0612 is the date, June 12th, and then the TKA at the end means it is a 1978 C10 or 1500. It's a half-ton truck, 4-barrel intake with a whopping 165 horsepower from the factory. So all those numbers check out, makes me believe that this is and was the original engine for this truck. It obviously just been rebuilt at least once in its life, and yeah, so that's pretty neat. I mean, it's nothing special, it's just a small block Chevy and a 79 Chevy half-ton, so they're a dime a dozen. But I thought that was pretty neat to know that stuff, so I am working on the original engine that came in this truck. Yeah, assembled in Ontario, Canada. What I'm waiting on is I need those self-lining rockers. I tried putting the rockers off of the factory heads onto these, and I got them all done, and then I'm like, well, that doesn't seem too right, and I pulled it off and I looked, and the edge that touches the like the spring is smooth on the factory rockers for the older style heads. Self-aligning rockers will have little edges on the side of them, so they can't slip off of the spring. So I went online and I ordered them, and they are coming. How quickly, I don't know. Hoping by the next time I start working on the truck. And just missing little odds and ends like intake manifold bolts. I got used ones, and I had to scrounge through the bolt bin to find those, so I'm waiting for a set of ARP intake manifold bolts. All that stuff will go on after I get the rockers in and everything adjusted that way. I will show you how to do that. That'll be in the next video. But the way I'm going to do it is you have number 1 cylinder at top dead center, and you adjust the exhaust rockers 1, 3, 4, 8, as well as the intake 1, 2, 5, 7, and then you spin the crank 1 rotation, so then you're on number 6 at top dead center, and you go the exhaust rockers, 2, 5, 6, 7, and the intake 3, 4, 6, 8. and then everything should be adjusted properly. You adjust the rockers, the nuts until they're snug and there's no more movement, and then you go another half of a turn on the nut. I'll get more in detail when I have the parts for that, but that's exactly where I'm at with that. So thanks for tuning in. Stick around to the end of the video. I'll show you what I got here. Yeah, cool. So I'm just going to do a quick little clean of the head surfaces and maybe spray down the pistons, wipe them off a little bit. Just got this gasket clean stuff. We'll see if it does anything. Okay, so the new head gaskets are on. They are marked which side goes up and which side goes down. It doesn't matter if you put this one on the other side or that one on this side. Small block Chevy heads can go on either side. They're not really directional, just these Felpro gaskets. They do say which side goes up towards the head, so just be aware of that. Yeah, they're pretty easy to put on. There is dowel pins on each side of the head, so everything sits where it's supposed to. And we'll get the heads on here real quick. Okay, new to me, heads are in place. I've got all the bolts in there. I'm just gonna snug them down by hand, or just get them started anyways with a socket and ratchet. They do need to be properly torqued, and I'll bring you along for that. Okay, heads are on, head bolts are snug, just hardly, just so I can get them started. I have my instructions set up. Tells you the sequence to properly torque the heads. I'm gonna do the first round to 35 to 40, and then come back and go 60 to 70 foot-pounds, and make sure I follow that torque sequence properly. I'll set the camera up, I'll do this side, and then I'll just do the other side off camera. So, okay, here we go. So finally got the heads properly torqued. Click, click. We're gonna throw the old push rods back in. I'm gonna have to throw rockers on, but I'm just gonna put the valve covers on and just throw the, just set the new intake on top there just for tonight. I'm gonna come back at this tomorrow and we'll get things all buttoned up perfect. See you tomorrow. So I'm here just giving the factory manifolds a little barbecue paint on there, make them look not so as bad. Now, the passenger side manifold has this like donut spacer thing. I don't know, it's probably for factory emissions. I don't know, but this thing here, there's that inside there. And why? Just why? I don't know, must work on some sort of vacuum or something. I don't know, or whatever. I'm not sure. But I have a feeling that this might have been closed, and that might have caused some overpressuring on the passenger side. I have no idea, but I'm gonna end up cutting that off, get that out of there, weld this all shut, and see if that helps things a little bit. So following day, I'll bring you under the hood here and show you what I got going on. Starting to make a little bit of progress, putting stuff together the best I can. Starting to throw the accessories back on the front, and I have the driver's side exhaust manifold all bolted back up and hooked up down there below. Like I was saying in the previous clip, the passenger side had a little donut thing in there, so I went and got this here. I'll show you. So I got that all pounded out. Still need to get that hole welded shut, and then this piece can go back in the passenger manifold, exhaust manifold, and then that will be all buttoned up and done. And like I said, still waiting on parts to finish the top end completely. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, notification bell, so you know when I'm working on all this old junk. And I'll see you next time.